Welcome to the Body Bag Podcast. It is time for Sabotage and Save Part 2. And
We
with me, as always, Chris Thomas.
interrupting you as always.
Yeah.
What's good, everybody? We have more ideas.
Yeah, we had so much fun doing the first one. So we figured we'd do it again.
I have no
And probably
idea.
again and again and again
I have
until
no
you guys
idea
tell us to
if
stop.
I have no idea if people like it or not. I haven't looked at the numbers, but without a doubt, I'm sure it's probably higher than Leslie Vernon still.
If we ever do re-reviews, that's probably the first one we need to do.
But that's for another day, unfortunately. But for today, where do you want to go first, or you want to go second?
I went first last time, so I'll let you go first this time.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and tell? So, what is my stipulations? What did you give me?
I don't think I gave you very many stipulations.
I think you pretty much just said I have free range to do with it as I see fit.
Yeah.
But I basically just had to ruin Scream for you.
Sabotage Scream, yeah.
Sabotage Scream. And so, sabotaging, you have a lot of variety when you come with sabotage, because
Yeah.
do I just want to be flat out, like, drop a bomb on this thing, or do I want to have a little nuance with my ruining? So, let's just start basic here.
Okay.
Let's start with the old director.
All right.
Unfortunately, Wes Craven he's off doing other projects, so he never really got around to Scream in this scenario. But you know who did have enough time for this?
Who?
Jim Gillespie.
Jim Gillespie.
Yes.
Okay.
Does it sound familiar at all, or are you looking him up as we speak?
I am looking him up as we speak. The name sounds familiar.
It should.
Oh, I know what you did last summer in Venom.
Yep. We need somebody who can write for teenagers, who can direct teenagers. So who better than Jim Gillespie?
I mean, he's hit or miss because I know what you did last summer was decent. Venom was just god awful. So,
But that's basically what he ranges is from awful to okay.
yeah.
Hit or miss, I'm willing to roll the dice and say he's going to miss on this
All right.
because of all the stuff that I have for him to work with.
All right.
So now I'll say this though, the plot's going to stay the same except for the ending.
Okay.
And I'm going to move some stuff around. But how about we get the actors and actresses up in here? We all
All right.
remember and love the old cast, right? So let's start from the top. There is no Neve Campbell, first off. Her character is being replaced with Hilary Duff's character. So Hilary Duff is now our leading lady.
Larry Duff.
Yes, they paid for her to be on screen. And
She would have been like 5 when Scream came out.
Hilary Duff?
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of? No, wait, Hilary Duff. Wait, who?
Are you thinking about Rose McGowan?
No, wait, who am I thinking? Wait, why am I saying Hilary Duff? I always got Drew Barrymore. I have always gotten those two mixed up.
I was like, wait, what?
Sorry.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I've always mixed those two up in those names. I have no idea why. Sorry.
Okay, so Drew Barrymore is going to be a lead
Drew
lady.
Barrymore. They paid her for the marketing. Drew Barrymore is our lead actress.
Okay.
And that cool opening scene, that's going to happen in the middle of the movie.
Okay.
Now, moving on. Now, I'm also going to say that she is going to be the kind of a replacement for Neve Campbell. So she's kind of that character.
Okay, she's going to be Nev's replacement. All right.
Yes. So let's go down. So who we got? We got to do her boyfriend. So in this scenario, like forget her coach. Like that whole scene, if we were going to keep it, would be somebody else. So essentially, Drew Barrymore is Sydney Prescott.
Yeah, she's the final girl. Yeah.
Yes. So, all right. So now her boyfriend, Billy Loomis. Yes. So trying to figure out these the replacement actors and actresses for this time was fun. I had to go back and see. All right, who was relevant back then? So I'm gonna say.
I mean, you could have looked at the Stab cast and just replaced them with the phony actors they had for the Stab movies running through Scream.
I'm going to cast as Billy Loomis Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
At this point, he was only 2 movies into his career. He did What's Eating Gilbert Grape and Romeo and Juliet. So
Right.
this is pre-Departed, pre-Shutter Island. I don't think he really got the acting chops just yet to do that kind of darker side.
Yeah, I think this is around the time Titanic is coming out.
Like Titanic came out the following year.
Yeah.
So he was just off of Romeo and Juliet.
All right.
But he's like the pretty boy kind of, teenager at that. So
Teenage heartthrob
Yeah,
Got it.
teenage heartthrob kind of thing. But I don't think at this point he would have been able to do the darker half.
All right.
Okay. Next we have and Stu. We need to have his second in command.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Matthew Lillard is not going to be around for this one.
Yeah, you can't keep him in, otherwise it might end up being good.
But they still want to have some kind of comedic kind of character there, some kind of lighthearted person. And this is around this same era, so we're going to get Sean William Scott Stifler from American Pie.
All right. I see you could do like the comedy, but I don't think he doesn't have the charisma of that Matthew Lillard brought to the role. All right.
Sean William Scott, I don't think he could have that. I think he would be too wacky.
Yeah, too slapstick.
Too slapsticky. This is American Pie era, so.
Yeah, this is a couple years before American Pie. Yeah.
So now we need Gail, and I thought that we could get Carmen Electra.
Okay.
Specifically just because we needed a pretty face. She's a reporter lady. So in this guy's mind, Carmen Electra would be perfect because we just need somebody who's pretty. Not saying that she can't act, but like if you compare her with like Courtney Cox, I mean that's a lot of what her acting was back in the day, was just to be a pretty face. And I don't know why, I just thought it was perfect to just have Luke Wilson as Huey.
As Dewey?
Dewey, yeah.
Okay. That's 2 weeks in a row with Luke Wilson in the Sabotage movies.
Wait, who? Oh yeah, he wasn't your seven. I like
Luke Wilson. Yeah, I think he's a good actor. I don't know how that happened.
He's just around.
Yeah. Oh.
He's just, I love him as an actor. He just doesn't fit well. He's just the perfect amount of doesn't work well for this kind of movie.
Yeah, doesn't work for horror pretty much.
So now we have our cast.
All right.
We got.
Do you got anybody for Randy?
Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Matthew Lillard's character. No, sorry, that was the. You talking about Randy,
the movie
I know
nerd.
Yeah. Because I was tossing around my idea if I wanted to have Sean William Scott play Matthew Lillard's character, or if I wanted him as Randy. But I'm trying to sabotage it, so
yeah,
maybe I should just take Randy out. That would be a definite kick in the nuts.
Yeah, well, I mean, Randy is kind of like that fourth wall character.
Actually, it's perfect that we take him out because this is the reason why it actually kind of plays into what I have going on here. So he was where we got most of our meta stuff from.
Yeah,
he's the there's 3 rules of staying alive and blah 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 and all that business. He's the so-called expert.
Yeah, everybody's a suspect.
So director Jim here, he still wants to have that kind of meta stuff, but instead it's going to be more the characters like winking at the camera and dropping like, oh man, this is just like Halloween.
Okay. Oh.
It's where the meta is more like in your face, like just name dropping and
more cringy. Yeah,
more cringy name dropping and like looking at the camera, basically, kind of like. So we get rid of Randy. Unfortunately, bye, dude. You get killed 1 movie sooner, and now that's where we're getting our meta from.
Okay.
So now we're moving some stuff around. Now we're going to be moving some plot points around.
Okay.
The original plot is going to kind of stay the same though. All right. Now what was one of the cool things about Scream is that it could be anybody.
Yes.
Like near the end, like you're trying to figure out who it is. We know who from the beginning who Ghostface is. We kind of see like Billy getting changed into his. There's the mystery's taken out.
Okay.
The mystery's taken out, so we know that it's Billy.
Okay.
So the supposed tension is going to be from is he going to get caught or not? But we'll know that it's him from the beginning.
All right.
And not only that. You remember how the original Scream ends.
Yeah.
Now just picture in your mind everything that's happened has happened, and we're up to this point in the movie.
Yeah.
You got. You asked me who I was gonna. We took Randy out.
Yeah.
So Sean William Scott and Leo DiCaprio.
That's such an odd pairing too.
They're just giving the spiel about what they were doing. Now Hilary Duff manages
Drew Barrymore.
It's gonna happen again. Drew Barrymore actually manages to talk some sense into the Matthew Lillard character by giving the old "you're not evil like him" speech.
Oh God.
There's still good in you. What's Stu Mocker?
Yeah.
You're not evil like Billy. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it works.
Oh no.
So they now Stu's on her side. I'm gonna still have Billy get shot,
Okay.
but then at some point they come back and the body's gone. Now that they're turning this into a franchise thing, he's like Michael Myers now, where he's just a ongoing. It's always Billy Loomis in
Unkillable force type.
the
Yeah.
unkillable force kind of. It's in Scream 2, it's going to be also be Billy Loomis, and third it's also going to be Billy Loomis. He's like the new like a new Michael Myers type character who's just like out here now. He's Ghostface. There's no mystery in who Ghostface is. It's always Billy Loomis.
Oh, see a terrible franchise.
And I think, what did I say in some of this stuff? Yeah. So yeah, the meta is more like winks to the camera, and I think I essentially just stripped away everything that made it special.
Yeah.
The meta is no longer nuanced. It's obvious in your face. We have a group of characters who maybe they can act in some stuff, but it's not like the stacked cast that we had.
Yeah.
But they were like the big. Well, Leo DiCaprio wasn't like the huge name at the time. I don't even know how old Luke Wilson was back then. I'm trying to think of who was big back in '96.
No, it's funny though.
What?
Is throughout the Scream movies, Luke Wilson is the one that plays Billy Loomis in Stab.
I know.
That's hilarious. That you're like, okay, yeah.
I knew I either saw him in that or
yeah.
I saw him in that or I saw him in like in Scary Movie.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to, I think I just want Luke Wilson there just because I want his presence there. I just want him there for comfort.
Yeah.
So that is my pitch to set. Now now we stripped away everything that made it cool. The meta is now stale. We have actors who are there more as eye candy more than anything. We have a director who, for the most part, and even I Know What You Did Last Summer isn't really that high rated on the tomato meter. But that's just, like I said, not like tomato meters anything to go by. I don't think he directs teen slashers very well.
No, he doesn't do dialogue well.
And this one, and Scream is a very dialogue movie. I think that enough things are in place to turn what is really, really cool into something that is just boring or just your run of the mill. I think something that would rate on our tomato or on our scale like a 13 or 14.
Yeah, just like another run of the mill slasher.
Yeah. I try to be gentle with these Sabotage, and I could have just been like, and I want to have Adam Sandler as and I want to get what's his face from The Room? Who's the guy who directed The Room? Tommy Wiseau. He gets to direct it, and we're gonna have Gail Weathers played by Betty White.
Are you keeping it? You gonna make it PG-13 or is it gonna be rated R?
Of course, just neuter it some more and make it PG-13.
Yeah. So most of the kills just happen off scene.
Yeah. So like we don't get that like disembowelment scene.
Yeah.
Or if they ended up keeping that scene and be just played by somebody else, maybe I'd have Neve Campbell do that one, and then people would be like, "Man, she should have been the lead actress." Yeah. So that is my Sabotage. I think I did enough. Maybe it may not have been in your face horrible, but I think I put it enough into place. Enough to cripple it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you took away everything that made Scream, and just kind of. And with this director, you could imagine the dialogue being pretty terrible.
And if you want to know who his director of photography or cinematographer is, it'll be Willie Malone. Willie Malone.
Running drunk.
William Malone, they needed somebody for the cinematography, so William Malone stepped up to bring his unique camera work to the screen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that sounds like a movie I would not want to watch.
Every time Ghostface goes to stab somebody, he gets his little glory shot, character select screen, 360 shot.
Yeah.
All right, but can you save Christmas, Dave?
I could try.
Can you save this Christmas?
I mean, I put a lot of thought into it.
This is the name of the episode, Dave Saves Christmas.
Yeah. All right, so Black Christmas 2019. First of all, I got rid of all the spooky, cursed, gooey stuff that doesn't need to be there.
Because I think I said that you only needed to... Your stipulation was that the frat house had to be involved.
Yeah.
All right, so getting rid of all the cursey nonsense.
Yeah, this doesn't need to be supernatural in any way or form. It
Mm-mm.
is a Christmas slasher movie. Basically, getting back to the core of that. So, to direct this, I brought in RKSS, which is a group of directors
Mm-hmm.
who directed Summer of '84. So, kind of like Radio Silence
Okay.
directed Scream. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I
Oh, so
mean,
you'll have a group of directors.
yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen Summer of '84. It's
Uh,
on
s-
Shudder.
I think I might have passed it. Maybe I'll look it up once I get all hooked up.
I mean, it came out in 2018, so
It sounds very familiar.
yeah, it's a low budget slasher, but it is such a good movie. They got the dialogue right. Uh,
Okay. So
they're
you're
just they did a really good job with this. So I think
so you're going to give a little bit of to some relatively, I wouldn't say unknown, but more of a lesser known one. You're going to give some chance to.
yeah, they really haven't done much since Summer of '84 either. So
Hey, maybe this will be the project that they can sink their teeth into.
yeah, so I brought them in because I know they could do a lot with little. So,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna keep Imogen Poots as the lead actress
Okay.
because I've seen her in enough stuff to know that she is really good. Just
Just sometimes you just can't help with the direction or what you're given to work with. Like,
yeah, so I think I could keep her as the lead actress, and she'll do a great job here.
yeah, yeah, she should be fine. She was not what was wrong with the movie. So
No,
maybe her character was a little bit, but not her.
yeah, and then some of the other sorority members, I got Katie Stevens. She was in the horror movie Haunt that came out
Mm.
in 2018. Also, another underrated horror movie that a lot of people haven't seen. It's really good. Virginia Gardner. She was in Halloween 2018.
Okay.
She played Vicky, the babysitter.
Okay.
Probably the best character from the movie. Tierra Scoville. She was in Summer of '84, and she's in Riverdale.
Okay.
And then Julie Renwald from Fear Street. She played Kate.
Oh, was she the cool
Fear-
one?
Yeah, so
The cool friend?
yeah, so bring her in on this as well. So that's your main five sorority sisters.
Okay, it's a solid build up.
Yeah,
I like that you're going with a lesser known group of directors. I don't know, something kind of fits with that makes it cooler to me.
yeah. I mean, I don't think this movie had a big budget, so I'm trying to keep it.
Relatively smaller scale.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be easy. Like, yeah,
I
let's
mean,
just
it's a home invasion type movie. I mean,
yeah. So instead of like bringing in like all A-list talent, just go out and find a little bit lesser known people that you could bring in on this one.
hmm
And I'm
$5 million, by the way, was the budget.
okay, yeah. So not huge, but wasn't small per
Yeah,
se.
but you don't really need a huge budget with a story like this.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm gonna make it obvious that it's Christmas time because none of these the girls are at the house because they waited so long to go home for winter break that they got stuck in the snowstorm, so now they can't leave.
Because wasn't that what we talked about? It's like, so did Black Christmas even take place on Christmas?
Yeah, there's no like it was sunny most of the time, a little bit of snow on the ground. No, it's gonna be like 2006 Black Christmas where there's snowstorm.
Which makes for a
And
great setting. Like,
yeah,
you can't go
so
anywhere. Like, you can't go
exactly.
anywhere. You're stuck.
Yeah, so that's why they are all at the house. And it's going to take place on Christmas Eve. So they're having like a Christmas Eve dinner and kind of gift exchange since they're all just there.
hmm
Obviously, the snowstorm's going to knock out the power of the house. So when that happens, the girls start disappearing one by one and getting killed. And this is going to be rated R. So
Oh, do we have a Nate character or or the dude who liked Poots's character?
no, it's just going to be kind of sorority sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So just take the boyfriend and love interests out because they're not necessarily needed.
Yeah. I mean, there's kind of one, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna make these kills pretty festive.
So we're gonna get some imaginative, pretty cool looking
Yeah, like
Christmassy, like very
one of the
Violent Nighty.
girls. Yeah, one of the girls gonna get hung by Christmas lights.
Cool, classic.
Yeah, and another girl's gonna get candy cane to the eye.
Cool. Always a fun
Yeah,
one.
and then you're gonna get one girl's just gonna get stabbed to death because you need that.
Just a good old fashioned stab.
Yeah, multiple stabs. And then it's gonna to be down to two girls, our final girl, and then
Oh, is this rated R or PG-13?
this one's gonna be rated R.
Okay.
The actual movie is PG-13. I feel like a Black Christmas movie needs to be rated R.
Yeah, I mean, you could do one that's a PG-13, but the way they did it, I mean, it was like your generic jump scares and your off-camera death. Like,
It just two of them left, and they're trying to fight off the guy. It's just one of them, and then lead character's boyfriend, who's played by Ted Sutherland,
hmm.
who plays the young Nick Good in Fear Street Part Two.
Okay.
He's gonna come in, pull him off, and then he turns around and stabs Julie Renwald's character and kills her.
No.
Yeah, so they think he's here to save him. No, he's actually one of the killers.
So is this where it's revealed that it's multiple killers? Like at this point, do they know who the killers are?
Yeah, and then at this point, the main killer takes off his mask. It is the president of Threat, played by KJ Appa. Do you know who that is?
What he sounds familiar.
He's the lead character in Riverdale.
I might need to get into Riverdale. I've heard enough people say it's decent.
So the storylines are just so unbelievably weird.
Hmm.
But all the actors and actresses on the show are really good. So
Is it is it like Twin Peaks weird? Like,
it's weirder than that, yeah.
all right,
But it's a good show, yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
so continue.
So he playing the main character, and he reveals the reason why he's doing this, why they are doing this.
All right, what is the reason for the season?
So this is going to link to the 2019 storyline. Our final girl actually sexually assaulted him at a party, and even though it was reported and everything, nothing happened to her.
Hmm.
Which happens a lot in cases where guys are the ones who would get sexually assaulted. So it makes your villain semi-relatable, where you're like, I see why you're mad. Wouldn't go to this length, but I get it.
I don't know if I've ever seen like a slasher like that where it's like the dude is the one who got like kind of like
It's not something that's covered in a lot of movies or anything like that. Yeah. So I thought that'd be an interesting way to like take the story.
hmm.
Unlike, 2019, where it was like guys are terrible rapists every 5 seconds of the movie.
So is it that Imogen Poots character sexually assaulted
KJ Appa at a party like a year before.
what he like drug him or something? Or
Yeah, he got him really drunk. And, yeah.
so he's attacking the sorority because he's basically
For
saying,
revenge. Because even though it was reported,
Mhm.
just nothing happened to her. She didn't get arrested. She didn't get thrown out of the school. He makes a point. It's like, if it was the other way around, my life would be ruined. But for you, nothing happens.
I can see that happening, but you would have who'd you say you got directing this?
So the director group is called RKSS.
Okay, so they would have to even the message from the original 2019 Black Christmas, even the message that they were trying to push isn't a bad one.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So if you were going to do that message on your side, or if you were going to try to be like, all right, well, let's see if we can do it reversed, you would have to make sure that the script is really tight and smart.
Yeah. I want to make sure it's not like infertly like
Smacking you over the head every 5 seconds with
Yeah.
a message, basically.
Yeah, because for most of the movie, you think they're just randomly killing people, and then you find out why.
So I'm not. So I would like to see that because, like I said, I can't really think of a lot of movies where the
have
guys
done that. I feel like it'd be a risk. Like you said, you'd have to make sure the script is tight for it. It'd be a risky move.
I think the closest thing I was a Special Victims Unit Law and Order episode where like the guy basically said that he got sexually assaulted by a group of women and like nobody believed him, and that was what the episode was about. And it was like, well, this dude's like a big strong man. You're saying that he got sexually assaulted by a bunch of women, and it's like everybody thought it sounded ridiculous. So I mean, can it be done? In fact, I would have liked to have seen the 2019 one be that smart and actually have keep the message but do it better.
Yeah. So basically from there, she kills off the second killer who's playing her boyfriend. She kills him while she's fighting him off, and then kind of at the end, they end up like stabbing each other. And both die.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How many killers are there?
There's two killers, like the frat president and like his right hand man.
Is like his friend, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was the president, basically, was the one who got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, I'm playing it in my mind. You could make this movie.
Yeah.
And it could be a good one. done correctly. And yes, all right. So
And
there's
that's
two.
another reason I went so in depth in like picking out the cast for this movie because
You were playing it in your mind.
yeah,
So you got the two characters. So was there a reason why the second killer was he just following around? Was it because he was his friend or?
yeah, kind of like well, he found out his girlfriend sexually assaulted his best friend, so that's why he decided to be his second in command in murdering the sorority sisters.
All right, so I was just wondering because, like in the original one, it was like, oh, it wasn't their fault. They were under the influence of the black goo. So,
Yeah, black goo made him do it, and even when the black goo was gone, she still burned them all alive.
all right. So how does it? So it ends with them stabbing each other, and then
Yeah,
both. So what? Imogen and her boyfriend stab each other.
no, KJ Appa, the guy
Okay.
she sexually assaulted.
Oh, so they both
She
basically die.
she killed off the boyfriend first, and then comes down to those two. Yeah,
As I'll be home for Christmas plays slowly in the background.
yeah, and you see like the police lights through the window as the police are just getting to the house. Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting, just a final way to do it. Just because if it's good, make sure there's no way they could do any sequels
Yeah.
for it and ruin it.
If anything, I would love to see this just because of the message that you're putting in there. It
Yeah,
would be a huge undertaking. So I would want to see it just to see how it's handled
yeah,
because it could easily end up being where it's like everybody gets like, oh my God, now you're saying that like so and so's
yeah.
it's a touchy subject, which is as it should be,
Should be, yeah.
but reset
Makes it's a little bit uncomfortable to discuss. Yeah,
yes, so it makes it uncomfortable, but we try to be as like sensitive about it as possible.
yeah,
But we are reviewing what we think works and doesn't work.
yeah.
So. But yeah,
Yeah, so I thought that was an interesting message to make to get it to be, frat guys against sorority sisters. So
all right, I like it. I like
yeah,
it. Let's save this audio clip and then send it off to some Hollywood. Let's send this off to William Perry and say, just spread this around. Just
yeah.
tap into your connections.
Let's get this made for next Christmas. Yeah,
Let's get this made for the holidays before they have a chance to make a sequel to Violent Night, to Violent Night. Yeah.
yeah,
These are good, and
yeah,
at this point we hadn't recorded for like a couple of weeks at this point, right?
yeah. I think last time was the one we recorded with William Perry. So
It felt good,
yeah,
This is the last recording in my old place right now. The next time I'll be recording is going to be in my new recording room.
nice.
So, all right, we need to think of some content. We need some content. Are we doing another one of these, or are we going to go to a classic top 10, or what do you feel like? What do you feel, Dave? I feel
I think we should do another one of these. Like this will be our
this will
top
be the
10
season of
replacement.
Sabotage
Yeah.
and Save.
Yeah.
All right, so we switch it up again then.
All right.
Next one, you're going to be taking the Sabotage range.
And you are saving.
Okay, so it's basically now I forget. Do these have to be movies that we've reviewed already?
No, that could be any movie as long as the other person's seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm trying to think of a
I was gonna.
terrible movie for you
I
to
forgot.
save.
I forgot that yours is Sabotage. Yours was going to be Save Us. Say Save Skinamarink because you said that was boring.
It is a.
I watched 10 minutes. I was like, I can't stay awake, man. I get the ambiance they're going for, but this thing is putting me to sleep.
It was just that's the movie.
I
Just that ambiance. There's no story at all to this movie.
I get exactly what they're trying to do, and I very much appreciate it. This is like if I was rating it, I was like for what it is and what they were trying to do, it's a very high marks. But damn it, I was like just putting me to sleep.
Yeah.
Like it just sounded like my house when I'm like just ambient go to sleep house noise. But I digress. I want you to all right. You can sabotage Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods.
Sabotage Cabin in the Woods.
All right.
Oh, I need to think of some stipulations, or else you'll just pitch me a generic Cabin in the Woods movie. You need to keep the organization bit.
The organization bit. Okay.
You need to keep the
That
world.
kind of explains.
Yes. All right. So that's the thing. You do have to keep the worldwide organization bit. Now you can choose whether or not it's old gods or whatever, but it has to be a worldwide organization still.
That is
That's doing it for some big purpose.
okay.
Or you can keep the old gods if you want, or you can think of something else that you think would sabotage it.
Okay. I would like for you to save Wishmaster.
Ah, that would be fun because I really want to love Wishmaster.
Right?
Like I think
Like,
fondly of that movie because I love the concept.
yeah.
But when I was watching, I was like, man, this movie it could have been so much fun.
Yeah.
But
Your only stipulation is you got to keep the leads. So the guy that played the Wishmaster and the girl.
that's good because I wasn't going to change him.
Yeah, I wouldn't change Wishmaster either. He was the only good part of the movie.
But I have to keep her as well.
Yeah.
That's fine. She was fine. It was just wasn't given really good stuff written for her.
Yeah.
So I got to save Wishmaster, and you have to
Yeah.
ruin Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
All right, I like that.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
But as always, everybody, thank you for all of our new. I saw that we had an influx of new followers, both on Instagram and just regular for the downloads on the Spotify and Apple podcast.
We appreciate.
I'm fairly certain that William Perry probably had something to do with that because it was shortly after his episode dropped.
Yeah.
So thank you to him. And again, we'll eventually make an email for you guys to reach out at. But in the meantime, hit us up on Instagram if you want to hear us review
Twitter.
anything.
Yeah. All right. So everybody, have a good week.
See ya. Hey everybody! Thanks for listening to Body Bag Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave us a comment as to what you'd like to hear us review, or any horror movie topics you'd like to hear us rant and rave about.
And while you're at it, you can find us on Twitter at BodyBagPod and on Instagram at BodyBagPodcast.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.